All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Philly Frenzy Show. I'm your host, Matt. I'm still here, bothering you guys every single day. I'm also still here with my buddy Rob. What's going on, Rob? Let's get into this NHL.
Yeah, we can get into the NHL and how god awful our team, the Philadelphia Flyers, have been playing since I guess a couple weeks into the season. They still, yes, I get they still have a winning record, barely. They're sitting fifth in the East, barely. But the part of the team that has been the most lackluster to me has been the defense and thereby the goaltending. I can't blame either side. 100% they are taking a 50-50 split on how bad they've been playing. Um, we the Philadelphia Flyers currently have a negative goal difference. Um, they in the East were the only winning record team with a negative goal differential of minus 22. The team right on our heels right now, the New York Rangers, don't even have a negative goal differential. That's how bad our defense is.
What the puck?
Because the offense isn't terrible. Um, the Flyers have given up the second most goals. They have the second highest goals against in the NHL right now. The only team that has given up more goals than our hometown Philadelphia Flyers is the abysmal 13-22 Ottawa Senators. So how does that make you feel, Matt?
What the puck? Is exactly why that is the name of our show. Um, you know, it doesn't surprise me the way the defense has been playing. It doesn't surprise me how Elliott's been playing, and it damn sure doesn't surprise me the way Carter Hart's been playing. The differential in points, again, doesn't surprise me. It's not like we're going out and winning games 2-0, 1-0, or 2-0, 3-0, shit, even 1-0 at this point. We're winning games 3-2, 4-3. We're losing games 8-1, 8-3. So the differential doesn't surprise me if you look at just the box scores. And even if you sat down and watched 5 minutes of a game, just recently you could have watched 30 seconds of a game and watched, was it the Rangers score 3 goals?
Yes.
So, that right there just shows you how bad this team is defensively. And I feel like it's starting to make a difference in their offense, where when Philadelphia was
Yep.
very strong at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, it was kind of like basketball. You get a stop, you get out in the open. It's a 2-on-1 opportunity, and then there's the goalie. There's a higher chance of you being able to score at that point. Not only that, I haven't really looked much at their power play numbers, but at one point Philadelphia was top 5 in power play numbers. What points scored in power plays. I don't know how much of a drop off that has been for them, and knowing that was a struggle in the past, I'm hoping it isn't a recurring situation, and that's why they are struggling offensively. And you're starting to see these numbers, differential goal wise, swap as big as they are. Um, to me, the tipping point and the idea of watching the Flyers got thrown out the window when they came back to beat the Sabres after being down 3-0 all game long in overtime. And then the very next night allowed the Sabres to break the 18-game losing streak. So it's definitely frustrating to watch this defense. And the offense, it kind of plays a part in, you're not going to get that many opportunities if you're playing full advantage because your defense isn't getting stops. You got to win faceoffs at that point and get somebody out in the open.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, but again, I agree. Like, yeah, the offense hasn't been wildly productive this year, but how can you be productive when the puck's constantly in your own zone and you guys can't get a stop? Um, yeah, it's pretty bad all around, but you know, as a fan, extremely disappointing. But we're not just here to talk about the Flyers, so we'll touch on the top. I'll touch on the top teams in each division real fast.
Real quick before you
Your
do
top
that.
three.
Real quick before you do
Sure,
that, I'm
go ahead.
sorry. Didn't Ovechkin tie somebody last night with 699? I think it was like assist or something.
He moved up the list last night, I think.
I'm not sure what exactly it was. I saw it scroll real fast on my phone. That he.
He's now into second place all time for NHL power play goals.
Okay.
Um, it was his 256th with an extra man, tying him with Brett Hall for second place, and leaving him 9 behind the all-time leader at 274.
Okay, that's what it was. Thank you.
He'll eventually break that record, probably. But yeah, so right now in the Central, it's kind of a 3-team race. Florida's at the top with 56 points. You got Tampa Bay in second with 54, and Carolina at 53, and then that division drops off drastically after that. Out east, you got Washington, 54 points, Islanders at 52, Pittsburgh at 50, and then the next team is Boston with 44 points, so they're kind of tailing off unless they get hot. And the North, Toronto is leading. They have 55 points. They're kind of in a bit of a dominant position in that conference right now because the next two teams behind them are down at 49 and 48 points, so they have the most wiggle room right now between any division leaders. And then out west, your main two teams have been Colorado and Vegas, 56 and 52 points respectively. And the Minnesota Wild have been pretty good this year, but they're at 48 points, so they're a little bit behind right now. They have to make a bit of a push.
What if you had to, percentage-wise, what percentage would it be of Philadelphia actually making the playoffs?
Oh man, the way they're playing right now, none. They absolutely don't even stand a chance. They're playing sub 500 hockey consistently. Right now, I would give the Rangers a better chance of making the playoffs than us. Unless there's a serious turnaround on this Flyers team, they're not going to make the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
That's my opinion. I think that they're going to be on the outside looking in when all is said and done.
Now, if they don't make the playoffs, does this turn into a fire sale in the offseason?
It should. Honestly.
Blow it all up?
I honestly thought that the Flyers should have been sellers at the deadline. Personally. I knew they weren't going to because they were still too in it points-wise at the deadline, but to me the writing was already on the walls with how bad this team was going to be, and I thought they should have started selling the fire sale at the trade deadline.
Okay.
I don't think this team is going to get you there at any point. I think last year was like their year, and that was the best you're going to get out of that squad.
Do you think Carter Howard can bounce back?
God, I hope so.
Do you feel like this is a Carson Wentz?
I hope not. I do think he's in his own head right now. I think part of that is obviously there's not been good defensive play in front of him. So that obviously doesn't help your confidence level going into games. I think that's part of the reason why he struggled a little more than Brian Elliott has. Elliott's a veteran, and he's had poor defenses in front of him before, and he just has a little more mental experience with dealing with tough games and tough outings. Not that Elliott's been leaps and bounds better than Hart this year, but overall he has been. With how bad Hart has tailed off. But I think it's something that Carter Hart can bounce back from. Like I said, I hope it is. I do think it is. But he needs better defensive talent in front of him. It's not fair to say that the guy completely lost it when he's playing probably behind one of the worst defenses in the league right now.
I know you have a low percentage of them making the playoffs, and you think that this is a dumpster fire, and at the end of the year, if they don't make the playoffs, which I agree with, or fire sale, however you want to say it. Last night's game, beating Boston for the first time in 6 tries, does that give you any confidence?
I want it to, but I'm a seasoned Flyers fan, so I know not to allow hope to trickle in because it will soon be taken away.
Understood.
So I'd like to feel confident, but I mean Boston's not, obviously record-wise they're just in front of us. They're only a couple points higher than us. They haven't been.
No, but they've had our number all year.
They haven't been as. Yeah, but they haven't been a dominant team otherwise. So, I think it's a nice win. I think it's got to give the team a confidence boost because their confidence should have been in the toilet going into that game. So, I would hope that it, maybe gives them a little confidence boost, and that'll possibly trickle into them turning it around, but I just don't see it happening.
Is there anything else you want to add on NHL before we wrap it up for today?
No, I'm all good.
All right, so that does it for NHL What The Puck. We are scheduled tomorrow afternoon, early evening for our MLB Stinsman's Diamond episode where we will be covering the first week in baseball. Yes, my Phillies are 4-0. We also have a deal that we will break tomorrow. The Yankees actually just added an infielder, but I'm not going to talk about that until we actually get Mr. Kyle on to get his input on what this does for the Yankees, if this gives them any kind of boost, if this is a bat for the bench and stuff along them lines. I'm done. I got nothing else to say until tomorrow. So, Philly Frenzy out.